We start with some overnight news. Albuquerque police and SWAT spend most of the night trying to talk a person out of a home. This video just into our newsroom. This is near Southern and Espanola off of Louisiana and southeast Albuquerque. Police say it's in reference to a domestic violence call. Now they are still on scene trying to talk the person out of the home. Police are asking residents to follow instructions from officers there. We do have a crew there. We will keep you updated as we learn more information. Another 4 employees of the waste isolation pilot plant have tested positive for low levels of radiation exposure following last month's radiation leak at the plant. That brings the total number of workers exposed to 17. Energy Department officials say, however, they do not expect any of the employees to experience serious health effects. Meanwhile, the coast appears to be clear for a team to re-enter a small underground portion of the WIP site. We'll keep you posted. In other news this Monday morning, the stepfather of Omari Varela is out of jail this morning following an arrest on drug charges over the weekend. Our Samantha McDonald has been following this case and joins us from the Newsplex with details. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, Elizabeth. Well, Steve Casals could appear before a judge today after officers say he had drugs on him when they stopped him this weekend. Steve Casals is the man you can hear berating 9-year-old Omari Varela in an accidental 911 call made last June. Also on that call is Omari's mom, Cynthia Varela Casals. She is now charged with allegedly kicking Omari to death months after the call was made. Casals is not yet facing charges in Omari's death. This weekend, officers say he was swerving, speeding, and ran several red lights. When they stopped him near Carlisle and San Mateo, police say Casals had drugs, electronic sales, and needles in his car.
What we found was a large amount of marijuana, methamphetamine, what appeared to be black tar heroin. So at that point, the charges kind of changed because now he's looking at a felony charge of drug possession.
As mentioned, Casals has bonded out of jail and could appear before a judge today on those drug charges. Court records show Casals has a long criminal history, including assault on a police officer, auto theft, as well as drug and forgery convictions. Elizabeth, back to you.
All right, Samantha, thank you. We are told it is up to the DA's office to decide when and if Steve Casals could face charges in the death of Omari. We did reach out to the DA's office over the weekend, but we have not yet heard back. An Albuquerque aviation police officer is fighting for his life after being hit on I-40 by a suspected drunk driver. Police say 52-year-old officer Robert Dilley suffered a broken neck and head injuries from the crash. It happened near 2nd Street. He was headed home from work at the Sunport Friday night when police say 32-year-old Michelle Rivera rear-ended him. It sent his Jeep rolling. Dilley is in critical condition at the hospital. His chief and longtime friend spoke to us about the crash.
I was in shock. I mean, one of my people, and Bobby and I have been friends 25 years. Someone seriously hurt, you take that emotionally, you take it personally.
And the woman accused of driving drunk and causing that crash got an express trip back to jail courtesy of Metro Court Judge. 32-year-old Michelle Rivera appeared in court Sunday. She is now out of bond. State police say she was driving drunk Friday when she rear-ended Dilley. Crash investigators say Rivera blew at least twice the legal limit. She has 2 prior DWIs. Both were dismissed. Friday's crash prompted the judge to send Rivera back to jail.
Ms. Rivera, I am going to find that you are a danger to the safety and the welfare of the community. I am going to remand you back into custody. I'm going to impose a $50,000.
The judge raised Rivera's bond from $15,000 to $50,000. She's currently charged with great bodily harm by vehicle. A lawsuit against the Albuquerque Police Department and the city over an officer-involved shooting is scheduled to go to trial today. Christopher Torres' family filed a lawsuit after officers shot and killed him. It happened in April of 2011 at the family home in Taylor Ranch. Police were serving an arrest warrant for an alleged road rage incident. APD says Torres fought detectives and tried to grab one of their guns. The DA deemed the shooting justified, but Torres' family disputes that. The family says APD should have known that their son had mental health issues. Would you believe there's a 28 square mile chunk of Bernalillo County that is not only hard to find, it's hard to get to, especially for first responders. Listen.
There are no roads, there is absolutely no infrastructure, and so emergency response is a challenge.
300 families live on Pajarito Mesa, west of Coors and south of I-40. And in case of an emergency, they have to give the 911 dispatcher GPS coordinates to actually find their home. Then pray that emergency crews can navigate the unmarked and unpaved roads to get to them. De La Cruz is suggesting aerial mapping of the area to speed up response time. So far, no word on what that would cost. In Albuquerque, the city is looking to restore a busy strip of Central Avenue. We're talking about the area from downtown to Old Town. It's been one lane in each direction since 2011 for a traffic experiment slated to end this year. Drivers have complained that one-lane traffic has slowed their commute too much, but Councilor Isaac Benton wants to keep Central down to one lane because he says it's more pedestrian-friendly with bike lanes and more street parking.
It has slowed down traffic a little bit, but that can be a good thing. That's not always a bad thing.
Has allowed some additional development that has been really nice to make that a walkable commercial corridor, which is essential in an urban neighborhood.
Benton says if Central stays the way it is, the city will likely widen the sidewalks, add landscaping and new signals to make traffic flow faster.